to my kitchen. And I am Sarah from northern Minnesota. 2 dogs and Sarah, my channel, pretty much dogs and food and up north cabin living. So today we are making a marvelous sweet and sour meatloaf. This is one of my family's favorite quick meals for like during the week. Now I am an empty nester, so I am making this for my husband and myself, and this will probably last us 2 days to eat. So I am going to go ahead and get started. So you do need a pound of ground beef. If you have a little bit more people to feed, I would use 1.5 pounds or 2 pounds. If you have more than 2 people, doesn't matter on the rest of the ingredients because they're all the same. Okay, so we're gonna just mash that a little bit. Okay, we are gonna add 1 cup of dry breadcrumbs. I got these at Aldi's. All my stuff is dirty because I've made so much stuff today, so I gotta just grab it out of the dishwasher. So 1 cup of breadcrumbs. The dogs are outside staring at me. Okay, so, and then some salt and pepper. You can use the other stuff. I'm gonna use fresh ground just to get some pepper in there. So the recipe says 1/4 teaspoon pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Okay, this just gets so easy. Minced onion, 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon. You can measure it out. I know how much it is. Teaspoon, because I've cooked for so many years. 1 egg. Kind of holds that all together. And then 1 container of tomato sauce. Don't use tomatoes, it's tomato sauce. And I need my can opener. Okay, so the top of this meatloaf, oopsie, that didn't show. The top of the meatloaf is the sweet and sour sauce. We do not put that on until the meatloaf is 10 minutes till done. So we're not gonna make that quite yet. So we're just making the base of the meatloaf, and then I'm gonna come back when this is done cooking in 45 to 50 minutes. Okay, we're gonna mix all this together and make the sauce, and then you pour it on in the last 10 minutes of baking. Okay, so we wanna get this so there's no lumps of meat. You need to make sure it's well blended together. And meatloaf is such a southern and Minnesotan food. I mean, like, I think of cozy up north comfort food when I think of meatloaf. Okay, so we got that. So you want to take your loaf pan. You can also make 2 small ones too. I'm just making 1 bigger one. And like I said, if you want to use 1.5 pounds of meat or 2 pounds, you can on that. I would just add 1 more egg if you're gonna do the. Okay, let me just get this evenly in here. Okay, and I'm gonna bake it at 350. I'm going to start with 40 to 45 minutes. If you have the 1.5 pounds, I'm gonna put the directions with 1.5 pounds. So then you would cook it for 50 minutes. And then we'll do the sauce. So there's gonna be 2 parts to this video, so it is gonna cut out, and then when it's done, I'll show you how to make the sauce, and then I'll show you again when it's over. So there's really 3 parts to this video. So I'm gonna pop this in the oven. Sweet and sour meatloaf, doesn't move because it's a loaf, and I'll be back with the sauce in about 40 minutes. Okay, so now we're making the top of the meatloaf, the sweet and sour sauce that goes over it. So I need to get it so it's simmering on the stove, and then we'll pour it over the top of the meatloaf. So you need another container of tomato sauce, small, 8 ounce. So pour that in. These were like 30 cents at Aldi's, so not too expensive. You need 2 tablespoons, which I've got to get my tablespoons. Oh, you have to excuse, I left my coat on. We are playing with the dogs outside, and I had to just stop in here to make this quick. 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Two tablespoons of white vinegar, and I know I have a ridiculously huge thing of white vinegar, but I use it to also wash my windows, so I have a lot of vinegar. So 2 tablespoons. White vinegar. 2 teaspoons of mustard. I don't measure this because it just doesn't come out of the thing very good. So just do 2 teaspoons, kind of know what that is. And then 1/2 cup of sugar. I'm using the 1/8 cup, so it's 1/4. Because I cooked so much today, all my utensils are all dirty in the dishwasher. Okay, mix that up. We're gonna put this on the stove, and we're gonna bring it to a boil. And then I'll show you what we do with that after. Okay, so now I'm gonna bring that to a boil. Put this stuff away while we're waiting for that. I'll probably cut this piece out of the video. Okay, so I'm bringing the sauce to a boil back there. I'm gonna pause this until that's done. Okay, so the meatloaf is now done. My screen's a little crooked. So we're gonna pull that out with my squeaky oven. Okay, don't turn off your oven yet. We still need it. Okay, so here's the meatloaf. I'm going to take a knife and like stab it to put some holes in it, just a little bit. Then we're gonna pour the sauce that I just boiled over the top, like that. All right, so now it looks like that. I gotta grab another solo. Oh, you can't lay there, old granny. I gotta get to the oven. Okay, so now it looks like this with the sauce on. You can't really tip it because it'll tip out. So now we're gonna bake it still at 350 for 10 more minutes, and then it will be done. Then we'll pull it out, and I will show you what the final product looks like, and you can enjoy your sweet and sour meatloaf for your easy weeknight dinner, and your kids will love you. Enjoy. Okay, meatloaf is done. Cooked for 1 hour, 10 minutes. Use my squeaky oven. Okay, this is what it looks like right out of the oven. Amazing sweet and sour meatloaf. See that? I can't tilt it too much because it'll do that. So I let it cool for just about 5 minutes, and then we'll take it out of the pan, slice it, served it with mashed potatoes and buttercup squash. Recipe coming soon for the buttercup squash. And you have a nice tasty meal it's a great weeknight meal. It's so good, and you'll have leftovers if there's just a couple of you. So enjoy my meatloaf, and we'll stay tuned for the next episode. Make sure you subscribe. It really helps my numbers if I have subscribers, and then I can keep making these videos for you if you like them. Thanks.